Welcome back to the shop. I wanted to touch base on something that you might be interested in that I've been using for the last 5 or 6 years. It's called Flite Metal. It's an adhesive metal that you can apply to the airplane to give you that real aluminum finished look. Just some basic baby steps to start out with. It's called Flite Metal, Flite-Metal. Go online and you can find a website where you can buy the stuff. It comes in 6-inch rolls, 6-inch widths, and 12-inch widths. As you pull it out of the box, plastic wrapper here, and the problem with this is that when you start to use this, what you want to do is release the tape and wiggle it, shift it back and forth like this a little bit so that the material relaxes. One of the problems that I found, and what you want to try to avoid, is getting wrinkles in this stuff before you even get it off the carrier backing. So do this, shake it a little bit and kind of let it unspool a little bit, kind of like Christmas wrapping paper. Let it set for a few minutes and it'll relax so that when you do come off of it, it'll come off fairly smooth. Now, if you can see the creases, this is what you're trying to avoid, is these lines like this. It's not an insurmountable problem, but you have to be careful. But if you do the relaxing method with coming off the roll, you can avoid this. Another key thing is that when you step in to release the paper from the backing, you just don't want to reach up and do this. You'll just get multiple wrinkles in it. So what you do is the back of soft arm of a couch, workbench or whatever, grab either piece and pull it like this. You're holding this piece level and you're pulling away like this. And what you get is that when this pulls off, there are no wrinkles in it. And that makes your life a lot easier, because you know what we're working towards here is getting onto the surface and have a large envelope of flexibility on here. The surface you want to work on, this is a brand new, nice, smooth glass aileron. You could probably glue right on top, put the Flite Metal right on top of this. But if you've prepped a surface or whatever, if you stop at 320 paper, that's usually smooth enough for the Flite Metal. You can go smoother if you want, but 320 does the job. Some tools you want to have here. You want to have these, they're called blending stumps that you get at the art store. And they're fairly inexpensive, and they come in about 3 different sizes. And everyone has its own use depending on what corner you have yourself into when you're working on the airplane. The older they get, the better they are. So we'll start here. Since I've already pulled this piece off, we'll finish releasing this here. So nice smooth piece here. And we'll start with going around the leading edge. And this is a fairly small piece, easy to work with, but you want to flex it like this. You don't want to bend it, you just want to slightly flex it here with your thumbs, because the point is that you want to set this down in the center of the area that you're going to work on, because you're going to work left and right with this. Because as you work this, what keeps it nice and smooth is that it's lightly stretching it. And if you're up into a big curve, you want to leave yourself as much stretch as possible, the highest percentage possible, so that when you're really working this, you have a large percentage of stretch remaining to get this thing around the corners or around the curves. So what we'll do is, I'm going to do the leading edge here, just a spot here, and this is just for example. Take this and touch it to the leading edge here. Run your finger right like this, like that. So we'll take this And I'm going to burnish this down, just some pressure here, and I'm going to work to my left here. And what you want to do is you kind of want to, if you have a large piece that you're working in, it's going to try to flop around. So you want to try to, you might have to get some kind of, if you're by yourself, get some kind of platform or device to hold the object in place. I have a small piece here, and it's fairly easy here. So I'm holding this here, and I'm just a little bit of light pressure with the stump and with my hand here. And we work this back and forth. And whatever area that you're doing, you want to cut a fairly generous, oversized piece, because what that gives you a handle to control this when you get toward the end. This is a small piece and it's fairly easy. Same thing here. We'll go to the opposite side. Get this work down. And you're going to meet several challenges as you go around whatever the airframe is that you're working on, as far as corners, curves, and you're just going to have to work at it. Just remember the road to perfection is not a straight line. So here we go. This piece is on. Looks nice, small piece, easy to do. And we're all set here. But let's just say that this piece had a panel line here. And what I'm going to do is, one of the keys to this is to have some lacquer thinner or some acetone sitting around in a little bitty cup or something, because this has a natural gum. And what it tends to do as you cut it with X-Acto blades is that the gum attaches itself to the X-Acto blade and trashes it and causes problem. So if you dip the blade and have a paper towel and you wipe it off and you keep it nice and clean, that'll make your work a lot easier. Let's just say that this is a panel line, and I'm going to cut this right along the panel line. And you, depending on if it's a wood surface, you know, the glass surface, you can press pretty hard, but be careful that you don't drive this blade through your surface. Just some pressure that you're cutting through the Flite Metal material. It's just a little more pressure, just a little more than scoring it. So we get the edge up and start to pull it. And you'll see, if you can see this little gum stretch here, you need to control that as you're pulling this away, and take your blade and just separate it as you go. Because what happens is the further you go with that, the more that the gum is going to try to pull itself out from under the surface that you want to keep on the airplane. You see, I didn't cut quite deep enough, so what it did is it did a tear here. So no big deal. I just came to the other end and grabbed that and make sure I'm more careful. Okay, we'll finish this. We'll get this off. Okay. Well, mistakes are good. See the little piece that stayed there? That's probably where I got light on the blade pressure. So I'll go and recut there, lift the edge, and there you have it. Rub your finger along there, and you kind of, whatever extra gum is loose, just do that and it'll separate away. So we have this separated from the panel line now. So you're ready for the next piece. Say this is the next panel here. And here's how you get these flush or butted panel lines. So it looks like it's right out of the Boeing factory. What you want to do is take a piece of tape. Part of this tape is to protect the surface that you've just put on. But what you want to do is leave a crack of a 1/16 of an inch, you know, a little more, a little less. But what you want to do, you have this side protected, and you have just this little sliver of the finished material on there. Separate this again for the next piece. You take your next piece, and this piece is going to set over onto the tape a little bit. Doesn't matter a lot, but just over, set it onto the tape, touch it there, and start working it again. Okay, take a fairly newer stump and put it right into that crease of the tape and the other material that's already down. Because the tape does one of two things. It protects the other piece, and what it does, if you can get this shot close enough, you'll see this crease line. You'll see the crease line of the step of the tape, and you'll also see the crease line of where it touches the edge of the material you already have down. Take your straight edge, and I have to emphasize, number 11 blade, or they have, I think, what's called banana blades. The banana blades are probably the best thing to use because it allows you to do a little curving action as you're coming across the cut. What you want to do is you can do it with a straight edge, or you can do it with freehand, and I'm going to do freehand here. And you're going to cut or crease right at the edge of the tape line here. But you don't want to cut too deep because remember you're cutting over the piece that's already underneath. And it's best if you get it on one stroke, but sometimes you have to come back and do it again. So you pull that off. Now you come back and you pull your tape off. Pull the tape out from under that edge. Okay. So now you have is that little gap that you left, the little overlap, is all you have now. So this is not pretty right now, but it's going to be. What you want to do is you're going to do this with 320 grit paper, and you want to use wet 320. But I'm going to stay away from the water for right now just to keep things nice and clear here for you. And you're going to get right on top of that overlap there. And what you're doing, that high surface is getting cut away before any of the other surface around it. I'm going to stop right there. The upper portion here is you have some more sanding to do on the overlap. Here, the high spot's been sanded off, and all you see is the two butted edges. And that's the way a real airplane looks on the butted edges of the aluminum. So what you're going to do, you take that off and you just repeat this step all over the airplane. And the whole surface of the Flite Metal gets sanded with 320 also. It flattens everything out, and it's just like sanding a clear coat. You just sand until you can tell it has a constant sheen.